Yeah, it's the only place I don't swear. Not during class, maybe after class. Well, happy Easter. And about in 2020, so right when the pandemic had hit in April, that Easter, I was even having my ex bring me groceries because I didn't want to go out. I wasn't sure what was going on, but I did this Easter class with my late yoga teacher, somebody who I'd found online. She's a Kundalini instructor, and she passed away from a blood clot I think a year later. Anyhow, this class always comes back to me, and it's she labeled it the Quantum Cosmic Egg, a rebirthing class, and it's quite a stunning experience to do the entire class. I'll be returning to that tomorrow, but I opened it up today, and it was just such a reminder what she talks about the egg, the story of the egg, and how so many different denominations have this egg-like concept, and where it comes from. If you really start diving into what an egg is, what came first, the chicken, the egg, the rebirthing, the regenerating, the renewal, the resurrection, and beyond, and then now, chocolate eggs, however you want to look at the egg experience. And so it fascinates me, especially how she can speak to it. I've got nothing on what I'm saying now, where she was going with all the intersections of different religions, spiritual experiences, with how you want to label rebirth, or Jesus, or anybody who's really recreated themselves. I'm one of those people who has recreated, and I think all of us here are, we're here for a reason, and we don't change until we really absolutely have to make some changes for ourselves. So I'm just thinking about that today, and it's of course poignant because of Easter and why we celebrate Easter. So this rebirthing meditation that I have brought to class this morning is, we'll start with that, and you interlace your fingers just all together, but then you bring your thumbs, your ego finger, to connect together with each other, and then you place them about breathing distance in front of your diaphragm, and your elbows are nice and wide, sort of like wings, and the breath pattern is a really forceful inhale through your mouth, so much so that your cheeks kind of suck in towards your teeth, and then it's an exhale out through your mouth.
Out through your nose.
Sorry, through your nose. Thank you. Thank you for correcting me. Inhale through your mouth and exhale out through your nose. So we'll just continue like this for the next 2 minutes, and then there is a second part to it. But be positive, and imagine positive thoughts of yourself burning away all of the negativity. You want to be a conscious person, and in order to do that, you have to free the subconscious mind. The mind's like a camera. Every experience that we have, we don't necessarily remember it, but it's in there somewhere in our bodies, in our minds, and we carry it with us if we are not conscious enough to let go of it. So it's a bit of a laborious breath, but without that labor, there's no liberation. And we've all given birth here, I think, so we all know how liberating that feels afterwards. So surrender your lower self to your higher self, and liberate your subconscious mind. Do your best to close down your eyes. Power on the inhale through the mouth. Not as powerful of an exhale, but it still does something. Breathe in and hold the breath in and hold the mudra. Breathe out. Unlock the mudra. Place your hands on your knees, index finger connected to the thumb. And if possible, visualize a candle light or flame, a fire burning, maybe even just an ember. But visualize that in your mind, and that flame or that coal is burning away all the negativity in your mind, in your thoughts. And with that burning of all the negative, shine yourself into the positive light. Be present. And breathe a normal breath. That breath is flaming the candles. It's giving the fire air. The burning, the purifying. The way a forest grows after a fire. The way the crops grow after they burn them off. Moving into a more neutral state of mind, very pleasant, kind, present, mind, so much potential for loving kindness, forgiveness this weekend. Recreation, recreation, renewal, recommitment, regeneration. The generations coming together to reconnect. Breathe in a very pure, deep, long breath now, and hold that breath in and cleanse. Come into the root chakra and bring that fire all the way down there, grounding the fire, the flame, the coals, the embers, and let it rise up the heat through the spine, burning, letting go, getting rid of until it smokes out the top of your head, the leftovers out into the space, the ethers, and beyond. Bringing in a very pure, clean, positive thought, anything that you connect to. When you need need to, let go of that breath. And ground yourself here, making space. Bringing the hands onto your knees, very, very tiny microscopic circles around in the navel center. Not moving the upper torso very much, just circling the torso around the navel. That point of life where you came from, that you gave life to. Let the swirls be smooth and natural and freeing up of any gunk. Right around the solar plexus, that center fire, sun, radiant heat, solar power. Feel the core warming up. Feel your diaphragm at work, moving above, like hovering over the belly button like an umbrella of protection. We can get a little bigger with those circles now, moving more of the shoulders, the upper body, ribs, heart. Keep going in that one direction. You may find that your hips are also moving in circles. The point of connection to the ground, your sits bones, your ankles, but letting the mat massage the meat around your sits bones, your glutes. Get as big as you can possibly be now in this circle of life that surrounds you, that moves inside of you. All these new cells that are regenerating and regenerating each time more efficiently when you practice, when you come back to your mat, giving yourself a chance for revitalizing, strengthening. Now come on back up. Sit tall for a moment. Bring the hands, slide them down near onto the shins or the ankles. And breathe in and open the heart. And breathe out and round the spine. Move at any pace that you feel comfortable with. The full extensions, opening up. Full flexion, rounding. Never really stopping at the extension, at the flexion point, but continuing to move through. You can, briefly pause, but even in that pause, there's still a movement point of extension, of flexion that you're moving in towards and preparing yourself to return to. If and when the postures get too much today or too difficult and you want to quit or stop. Just do your best to stick with it a little bit longer than you might want to, and doing your best to remain in that positive frame of mind, knowing that it's making you more whole, able to remain with life longer with the things that come at us. Breathe in and hold for a moment, opening up the heart, squeezing the shoulder blades together, letting the head fall back, extending the spine up, and then breathe out and take it down and round the chin into the chest, letting go of all the air inside of you. Back into the center, and then we'll begin to go in the opposite direction around that belly button, really micro circles. Since this is the opposite way, it's probably less natural for you to swirl in this direction. So your brain's having to think a little bit more. It might be jumpy. There might not be a smooth circle, kind of like trying to draw a circle with your non-dominant hand is not as perfect. Hands can be back on your knees unless you like them at your ankles. Just close down your eyes and feel your way around your navel point. Front to back, side to side. The ribs above the hips, the shoulders above the ribs and the hips. Gradually getting a little bit bigger, moving the torso a little bit more, the shoulders. Remaining connected at the ankles, the sits bones. Getting as big and round as you can go. Extending that head away, reaching wider. Like a cyclone picking up speed. Momentum, energy. Coming back to sit up nice and tall. Close down the eyes for a moment. See what you see, feel what you feel. Interlacing the hands behind your back, the left arm over the right if possible. Sitting nice and tall, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift the heart, lift the head. Take a big breath in, extend the spine, and then as you exhale, dip down over those crossed legs and lift the hands interlaced up into the air. Feel that stretch in your hip. If you feel like you're going to topple forward like I do, I would put my feet a little further out so it makes a wider base of support as I fold over those crossed legs. So more of an opportunity for my hips to stretch. Bring one shoulder to the same knee. Bring the other shoulder to the other knee. Tick-tock back and forth. Return to the center and draw those hands back down towards the sacrum, right through the middle. Uncross your legs, come on to your hands and knees. Possible sitting on the heels. Place your hands next, just past your knees so the arms are long, the elbows are internally rotated, and you can inhale, open up the heart, exhale, round. So similar to what we were doing in easy pose. Not quite a cat-cow, but you'll feel more of your hips and your pelvic floor tilting forward and tilting back. Focus below the belly button into the first and second chakras, anchored down, the heels potentially rooted into the glutes on either side. Your knuckles round, fingers spread like the spider hands, eight spiders have 8 legs, I guess. Like an arachnid. Now come to extend your spine long, so there's no flexion, no extension. Your chin pulled in. Spread your shoulders wide. Toes, big toes connected to each other. And then slide the hands along the shins. Reach the hands up above the head. Interlace the fingers. Flip them up and away towards the sky. Reach. Stretch, wiggle up, open up those armpits. If you don't like being on your heels, you can definitely come off your heels and rise up more. Flip the palms to face you, lift your left knee up and hook those hands underneath your knee or right onto your shin, and then press down the knee into the hands and stretch and spread your shoulder blades apart. Let everything go here. Long, deep breaths. Giving a chance for the back muscles to release, to unwind. So much tension can be held here without us even realizing. Lots of subconscious energy. We hold on to so much. Lifting that knee up and away, let those hands go, flip the palms back up to face the sky. If you would like to come off your heels, you can lift up and stretch higher. Reach more, push the ceiling away, open your armpits, let them breathe. Also let your diaphragm breathe, relax the core. Notice how your spine, your hips let go when you relax the breath. And sit back down onto those heels, flip the palms to face you, lift your right knee up, hook the hands underneath that shin knee, and then lower back down and round and close down, go inside. Free up your back, especially between your shoulder blades. Rhomboids, headache muscles, lats, traps. The shoulders, the deltoids. And out the arms. Release the arms, the stress. Lift that knee, release the hands back up into the sky, keep them interlaced though. Flip those palms back up. Right arm out in front, left arm out behind, a little rotation, palms down to face the ground, looking over your backhand. Come back up, palms face each other, reach towards, fingertips up, palms together. Left arm out in front, right arm out behind, look over that back hand. Do your best to keep the hips facing forward, the shoulder facing forward. You'll be open a little bit though. Inhale back up. As you come down, hands come to the hips and you step that right foot up. Whoop. Nice, inhale the arms back up. Right arm in front again, left arm open. Back behind you. Inhale, come up. Switch hands.
Return back, arms to center. Bring the left palm down behind the back to the sacrum, right arm reaching up high to the sky. You can send the belly button forward, pushing the palm into the sacrum to open up the front body if it feels good. Try and remain evenly balanced on the knee, on the front foot, on the back foot. Bring the high hand down inside of that front foot and kickstand your back foot up closer to your front heel. And then just open up your hand to the sky, the free hand, open up. Beautiful, you got it? Exhale, reach out forward with the free hand. Big circles, kiss the mat, graze the mat, lift back up. Inhale. Exhale, reach a little more forward, rounding out those shoulders. One more time around. Bring the hand back to the sacrum. Unwind the back foot, so pivot on the knee, return the foot to where it was, lift that right arm back straight up in front of you, then draw the back hand up, arms up, exhale down, take that right leg back in place, inhale, open up to cow, exhale, round to cat, and do a few cat-cows. Just to balance out the hips and the shoulders before we go to the other side. One more time each way. Neutral spine. Bring the hands back to the hips, lift on up, reach the arms above the head. Exhale down into a prayer pose in front of the heart. And then the hands back to the hips again. Sending the left foot up, step it up. Arms inhale. Right arm out in front, left arm out behind. Inhale back up. Left arm out in front, right arm out behind. Left arm down inside that front leg. Right arm up into the air. Exhale, reach forward, big circles around. All the way up. Reaching more each time. Last big circle around. Come on, back up with that hand. Push off of the front leg and lift your left arm up into the air. Bring that right hand to the sacrum. Point the left arm, front arm straight up high. And again, feel that balance here. And bring the hand back down inside the front foot. Return the other hand around inside the front foot. Step back into a tabletop. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Keep going. And neutralize the lower triangle and then come down onto the forearms to give those wrists a break. You can make a triangle with your hands, interlacing them together. You want to have your left knee a little bit more centered, like making a tripod. And then pick your right knee up and begin big circles, leading with the knee, knees bent, moving those hips. Whatever direction, we'll go the other way as well. Be sure to open up that knee as you lift it into the sky. Try flexing the foot and spreading the toes as you do this. You'll feel more air awareness. You're unblocking more in those hips.
Now bring that knee back down. Don't quite touch it to the ground. And then send the sole of the foot up high. Lift the head towards the heel. Exhale, squeeze that knee to nose. Inhale, push the ceiling away. Exhale, squeeze it in. One more time. And squeeze it in. And then send this leg out really long. Push the wall away and lower down your forehead or your nose towards the mat, inside of those interlaced hands. Push up and away. Take the knees wide into a child's pose. You can let those hands go. Balance out the hips. Equal them out. Come on, back up. Triangle again. And then we'll do the opposite leg first. So pick your knee up and begin to unblock, unkink, circle around, flex that ankle, spread those toes. How's this side for a smooth circle? Is it easier, harder? You feel like you're drawing a square or a squiggly line? I do. 3, 2, 1. Realign the knees together for a moment and then push the ceiling away. Lift the head up towards the heel. Exhale, nose to knee. Inhale, push away. And squeeze in. And third time up. And squeeze in. And now send that leg out long, push the wall away. And then forehead, nose, lips to the mat and kiss it down. And then come back to child's pose. Nice wide knees, nice long arms. Back up, and you can choose now whether you'd like to stay on your forearms, give the wrist a break, or come on to all fours. Up to you, whatever. And then picking back up the original knee, the right knee. We all have a tendency to go in one direction first, so switch up that direction and go the other way. Ankles flexed, toes are spread. Move in the opposite direction. I forgot to give us a foot massage after the meditation. We'll get to that, I guess. Thanks. Somebody reminded me through there. Awareness. Now from here, 3, 2, 1. Lift that knee out wide to the side and fan it like an accordion back into the center of the other knee. Lift it up wide, fan it back down. Inhale it open. Exhale it close. Last time, 5th time. Open it up, hold it there, hold it there. Exhale, bring it back down, but don't put it down on the mat. Cross it over top of the knee that's on the ground, and then place the top knee down on the other side of the knee, and then walk your hands back closer to your knees. And as you do so, the original knee that was on the ground, it will likely lift up off the ground. So it's like a twisted shoelace, child's pose.
Torment.
Or a cow face child's pose. You can have the arms out long. And breathe into it, make space.
Anyone have a craving for a pretzel?
I bought some chocolate dip pretzels from the chocolate shop. I wish they had gluten-free ones though. Unwinding, coming back down onto the original knee.
Yeah.
And then unwind your back knee out and away. Send it long, reach, flex that foot. Flex point the ankle. Move the ankle around in circles. And then return it down to the mat. And just move your hips in any direction that feels good for you right now. Around in circles, side to side, in a U shape or
or a full O shape. Just loosen them up. And then come on back to center. Whether you're on tabletop or down on your forearms, your choice. Pick your left knee up, flex your ankle, spread your toes, and move in the opposite direction that you did before. The least natural way, if we're all right foot dominant. This is the most unnatural circling we could be doing right now. Three, 2, 1. Bring that knee down next to the other knee and then cross it over and behind, land it on the outside of the standing knee, and then walk your hands back close to your knees. Gradually, the original knee will come off of the mat and you'll be into a cow face child's pose. If you can't, yep, just like that. If you don't feel like you're getting a full breath in, sit up and away. My blood pressure just dropped, so I sat up. One more big deep breath. Walk those hands away from the knees. Return to the original knee. Unwind that back leg. Really send it out long behind you. Flex point, flex point, flex point, flex point. Circle around the ankle. And then take this long leg, bring that knee up in between the hands. And then pull your left arm, which is right beside your knee, up into the air. Left arm, left arm. There we go, yep, nice. Exhale, return it down. Tuck your back toe of your long leg under, take the knee off of the mat, step back into a plank. Hold here for a moment. Lift your heels away, bringing the weight into the wrists. Lower the heels down, taking the weight and the pressure off the hands. Lift, lower. If it's too much on your wrists, definitely be on your forearms. Just bringing the weight forward and back. Forward and back. And then center, draw your opposite knee, your right knee up in between the hands. Lower down onto the back knee and pull the right arm open, up, wind the spine. Exhale, return back down. Tuck the back toe of the long leg underneath, step back into plank, whether it's long arms or forearm plank. Lift the tailbone a little bit. Get strong in your belly button. Squeeze those glutes. Now lift the heels more, lower them down. Lift, lower. I'm sweating. And then take yourself into a down dog. Bend your knees. Walk your feet a little closer to your hands. Downward dog or dolphin if it's too much on your wrists. Dolphin being on the forearms. Just relax your head. Let it hang. Right leg up. Step it through. Open your back foot. Warrior 2. Feel grounded before you rise up. Side facing. Now flex your belly. Flex those abs. Yeah. Make your core do all the work, not your legs. Your core. Hold yourself up. Bring all the breath into that point of life. Peaceful warrior. Right arm, front arm up. Peaceful warrior, front arm up. Yep. Triangle. Extend the front knee. Shift the hips towards the back of your mat.
Bring the front arm down, inside, other way. Here we go. Yep, this way. Right hand down, front arm down.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Hips shift back. There. Oh, do we get a nice pop? I heard that. That was. I hope that felt good. Back to warrior two. So just balancing out the arms on the horizon, extending the spine again. Show off those ab muscles. Lift the arms up above the head and parallel the feet to face the camera or to face the side of your mat. Yep, you got it. Arms up. Exhale, forward folding triangle along the long edge of your mat. So just bring both hands down onto the mat. Walk those hands through and between your legs as far as you can go, keeping the fingertips pointing the same way as the toes are pointing. So we're stretching the knuckles. We're stretching our hands. Hang that head. This would be how we would enter into a dragonfly balancing pose. So if you would like to lower your bum down onto your triceps, you can try balancing here. Beginning to sit down onto those triceps, or not. Walk those hands back through. Bring your hands to your hips, bend your knees, slowly rise up vertebrae by vertebrae. Take the arms back out wide on the horizon line, palms facing down. Inhale. Exhale, rotate towards right arm out in front of the belly button, towards the back of your mat. Then lower this hand down towards your back foot, your left foot, knee, ankle, front. So the front hand goes down to the back foot. Yep, right hand down to the back foot. Inhale, rise back up, unwind the spine, palms return. Now bring your left hand out in front and exhale it down towards your right leg. Your front leg. Inhale, come back up. Unwind that spine. Open up your front foot to face the front of the mat again. Return down into triangle. So shift your back hip towards the back of the mat. Nice. Bend the front knee. Rise back up into peaceful warrior. Exhale to the mat, hands connect, spin to downward dog. Inhale, come to plank, passing through knees, nose, chin, chest to the mat. Find a Sphinx, Cobra, or Up Dog. Depending how your back feels, if there's any kind of soreness or tension in your low back, spread your feet wider. Exhale, lower. Tuck those toes back to downward dog. And then lifting the left leg up. Step through for warrior two. Rising up. Side facing. Looking past your front hand. Ignite that solar power in your center. Peaceful warrior. Front hand up, back hand, elbow bent, or down the leg. Reach a little more, breathe in. Extend your front leg, exhale to triangle. Bend the front neck, back to warrior two. Inhale the arms above the head, parallel the feet to face the side of your mat. Arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold through the center. Walk the hands all the way past the other side of the mat, maybe even off of the mat. Maybe the crown of your head can touch the mat. Maybe you need to ground down from the crown. Stretch the front of the hands, keep those fingertips pointing, same way as the toes are.
Now begin to walk those hands back through. Using the hands as a balancing point, bring your heels a little bit together. So just lift those heels up, point the heels towards each other, and the toes point away. Now we've got a cowboy stance. Hands to the hips, lift and rise back up, keeping this cowboy stance. Goddess. Index and thumb connect, elbows bent, squat down a little deeper. Draw the tailbone under, bring the navel in. Oh yeah, let it burn. Go ahead and lift one heel up at a time. Other heel up and down. Maybe both heels now together. Pull your tailbone under, bring your navel in, it'll help the balance. Lower those heels back down. Bring the left elbow to the left knee and draw the right arm up into the air. Big circle down and around. And switch, right elbow to left knee, left arm up. Sorry, right elbow to right knee. Big circle down and around. Come back up into your goddess. Deeper squat. Bring the hands down inside of those feet, right off of the mat. Parallel those feet, return to your forward folding triangle. Hang the head a little more. Bring the hands back to the hips. Inhale, rise up. Open the front foot back to face the front of the mat. Bend down into warrior two, the front foot. And then return, downward dog. Take yourself through a flow. Plank. Pause briefly, Chaturanga Dandasana, halfway. And then return, Cobra Sphinx or up dog. And either come back into down dog or child's pose. Both being very restorative. The word of the day, the prefix of the day, re. Re whatever. Redo you. Deeper breaths wherever you need it. Coming on to all fours. From all fours, whether you're walking up on your knees or whether you're walking up on your hands, find your way into your first forward fold of the day. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Rise to stand Tadasana. Mountain pose. Exhale at the heart center. Dancer is our balance today. I've discovered at the YMCA pool, it's a lot easier to do it in the water. But ground down with your left foot first and bring that right foot, ankle into the hand. That might be all you do. Find your mudra. Send that arm up high. Bend a little bit more in the knee and then begin to kick the foot up into the hand. As you do so, your torso will start to hinge from the hip down, pushing up higher the sole of the foot. Do your best to keep your shoulders and your hips square facing the earth, or lifting up and away, but square with the mat, with the earth. Maybe you're close to a wall and you'd like to put your hand up against the wall. Gradually returning back. Reach, stand tall, mountain pose. Inhale, stretch the front. Exhale, forward through the middle. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, pause and forward fold.
rising back up to stand. Anchor that right foot down, spread the toes, spread the feet. Bring your left hand up into you. Grab onto the ankle. Send your index and middle finger pointing out. And then lift and kick. Up and back. Hinge forward, open the heart.
Almost there, right? If you laugh, it makes it harder. At least you can laugh. A few more breaths. This side's not working, is it? What is it? We're off balance.
Yeah, totally.
Come on, back. Very slowly reconnect both feet to the mat. Hands together at the heart center. Elbows nice and wide. Spread the feet. Spread the toes. Then dig those toes into the mat and feel the arches. And as you do that, the knees bend. Tilt the tailbone under. The navel comes in. The heart lifts. Stay here for a moment and breathe. Spread the diaphragm, the breath, east to west, north, south. Widen the shoulders, the elbows. Reconnect the fingers, aligning each one individually. Fingers very much associated with the brain. We feel, we touch, we sense so much. Lift the head higher, extend the back, the spine. Enliven your nervous system. Deep breaths all the way down into the pelvic floor, into the root chakra, down into the feet. Inhale the arms up above the head, really stretch here. Go ahead and come onto the balls of your feet, onto your tiptoes if you'd like. Find your balance in your navel. And then lower down. Finding your way all the way through a forward fold.
Sliding the hands down the legs, connect the hands to the mat. Walk those hands along the outsides of the feet. And then sit yourself down. Lower down onto your back. Grab the bottoms of your feet. Happy baby.
I don't know what kind of laugh that was.
It's a bit of a scary
It's starting
thing.
something.
I need Diana.
Must be on her way back or here by now.
Mhm.
While we're here, holding our feet, like I promised, begin to work those fingers into your feet, into your toes, rubbing the toes. So just work along your toes for now, one hand on each toe, one at a time. Pull them, massage the nail bed, the pads, the tips, the joints, move them around. Just focusing in the toes, spread them apart from each other. Make more spaces. Even go ahead and pull the toes one at a time, opening your legs out more, bringing those toes up towards your ears. Now pick a foot and grab hold of that foot with both hands and let the other leg go out long and completely relax. Now keep this foot up in the air or anywhere close to your chest where you can get a hold of it with both hands and massage the foot. Work along the edges of your foot, little gentle squeezes, so pulling the skin away, squeezing and pulling at the same time. You're making your foot wider. You're shifting your foot side to side. Rubbing out the problems in the feet where everything seems to start. So much, all our weight. Our feet carry all of our weight. They do so much for us. We have to give back. Dig those fingers into the bottom, the sole, the arches. Move the ankle around in circles. Place a thumb and a finger on both sides of your ankle into the pockets around the ankle bone, and then roll your ankle around in circles, getting into the really irritable nitty-gritty areas. Putting the fingers into either side of your heel, just above the calcaneus. Rolling the ankle around, flex, extend, point, flex. And the most irritating spot right around the Achilles, that very twisted, like strings on a string instrument when they get all tangled up. That's kind of what the Achilles is like. It's a confused tendon. They can be very, very irritating. Dig those fingers gently into that area. And when you feel like you've done enough on this foot, so you can go ahead and do the other leg, other foot, or you can keep working up your calf if you want to go further with this. The longer you take, the less shavasana you have. But we'll give time for the other foot now. Go through a similar process, gently pinching, widening, stretching the foot along the edges. Inviting the strong fingers into the bottom of the foot. There may be different spots, there may be similar areas of problems in this foot. This is something you can do when you're watching TV or in bed at night, in the bath. And if you'd like to work up into your calves, now is the time to massage the calves. Or take an early shavasana. relax the heaviness of the body a little deeper into the mat. And then begin to move little morsels of parts. Making the movements bigger. Gradually bending your knees, moving those knees side to side. Nice wide feet as you go. Balancing out each side and then giving yourself a hug. Hands around the shins. Knees into the chest, and then find your way onto a favorite side, left or right. And as you're ready, come back up. We'll rub our hands together. And separate them. And bring them together. And we'll replenish yourselves with lots
That
of
was very-
fluids today.
That was very good.
Thank you. Just gonna hit the stop record button here.